Okay, guys, so we're back. Kevin's Corner, real estate from a marketing perspective. And my other guest for the third episode of the podcast is, I like to call the bearded inspector man. This is Dustin Orlando from First Rate Inspections.
Thanks for having me, Kevin.
I appreciate you coming. Dustin is with First Rate Inspections. They are an inspection company that basically works all over the city of Houston. So why don't you tell them a little bit about what the company does, where you operate, how long you've been around, things like that.
First Rate Inspections, we've been around. This year will be our 14th year. This month, actually. Did our first inspection May 11th of 2009. So it'll be 14 years next week.
During the big downfall, the big turn down.
Yeah, we just decided to jump all in while it was going crazy.
Doesn't matter what the economy looks like. We're going to start a new business.
Yeah, we're doing this thing. In that time, we have grown to be currently 12 inspectors strong. We have 2 guys in training, and then we'll be putting 2 guys through school here in the next couple of weeks. Mm-hmm. So hopefully have them summer ready. We service all of Houston surrounding counties. So down to Galveston, out to Trinity, outskirts of Austin. We go where clientele needs us. Everything under the sun is a service that we offer. So to get into the weeds on services would take us much longer than we've got. More
podcasts. But so if I'm a real estate agent, I need an inspection company. What's the first kind of questions I'm going to ask you?
Yeah, the first thing we get asked is, and this is the common thing, and I'm sure Angie could have agreed to this. First thing we get asked is, what's your price?
Of course.
We try to avoid the price debate because really it's not what's the fee, it's what's the value. Mm-hmm. Our big thing is the provided value that we bring to the table outside of other home inspectors. As we've discussed before, there's a ton of great inspectors out there. I can't find one to fault or sit here and knock. There's a lot of great inspectors out there, but the thing that sets us apart and makes us a little different is the value add that we bring. The level in which we inspect, not just professionally, but from a consultant state of mind, to where you can take that report and go to any contractor and say, I need these things fixed. Mm-hmm. And there's no question to
it's all spelled out.
What it is, where it is, why it is. So we hold our team to a much higher standard.
Awesome. And I always like to bring this up. Apparently I was good friends with Ricky, the owner of the company, in high school. She remembered me, but I didn't remember her.
Yeah, that's what she tells us.
Yeah, she tells us. But it was funny because the first time I saw her 30 years after high school I was co-sponsoring a happy hour. Mm-hmm. And I walked into the restaurant, and this small brunette ran up to me, Kevin, and gave me a big hug, and I'm like, hey, what's going on? And in my head, I'm like, who are you? And she goes, you don't remember me, do you? And I said, no, I had no idea. But apparently we went to the same high school and hung out and everything. And so that says a lot about what I was doing when I was in high school. But I've been working with First Rate Inspections as far as sponsoring my classes and the things that I've been doing with the way I work with agents for probably 5 years now, maybe 4 to 5 years. Ricky was always the one that came. Ricky, or her husband, was always the one that came to the events when we sponsored things and everything. And then I don't remember when you came on board, but once you came on board, you kind of took over pretty quickly.
Yeah. So I came in the middle of 2020, and then trying to get a vantage point.
You came in during COVID?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. Retired myself from the oil field and made a complete transition. So oil and gas and contract negotiating to home inspector.
Yeah.
Didn't really know how
Not
it was
a culture shock
out,
at all,
but,
is it?
In the midst of COVID, like, hey, let's change careers.
Yeah.
But it's worked well. Came in and working to my knowledge and what I knew about projections and looking at the political landscape and the futures and looking at banking. I said, we've got to diversify. We've got to be different than what everyone else is doing. And so while a lot of home inspectors were dropping rates and trying to compete at the bottom, I said, that's not where we're going to be. We're going to go and diversify. We're going to spread ourselves out. We're going to gather more knowledge, gain more trust in the market, talk to more agents, do more CE classes. And there about the end of 2020 is when Chris and Ricky pretty much looked over and said, you've got this, make it work.
Go for it.
And we've been trucking along ever since.
So what are some of the things when someone says I need an inspection company, what are some of the things, you don't need to get into the weeds, but give the audience an idea of what it is you guys do, what you will inspect, what you won't inspect, things like that.
Yeah, so it's actually probably easier to say what we won't do because the will do's is all there.
Mm-hmm.
The won't do's is limited. We following Trek's SOPs and what their procedures are. We excuse me. We go through those procedures and say, okay, here's the standards, and then here's our standards.
Mm-hmm.
So we've increased the level of what we'll inspect from structural, the roof, the foundation, all the mechanical components in the home, electrical and plumbing, your typical home inspection. But I think what makes us different is what value we bring within that. So after the report is delivered, having that consultation type transparency with your clients or with the agents who they may see something and either they've never heard it before, they've never read it before. We also work with a structural engineer. We work with foundation specialists, with roofers. We've got a whole construction team and a repair team that we have partnered with.
Really?
That's one thing that's made it us way different than any other company out there is the preferred partnerships that we've built, and being affiliated with all of these other companies. There's nothing that we really cannot do in the inspection space.
Do these vendor partners work directly with you through the jobs that you inspect, or can you, if an agent says I need a contractor, can you refer them out to them as well?
Yeah, so there's multiple laterals that we can run in that, but the short answer is yes. If even though they haven't used us on that particular deal, say it was another inspector and they come to us, we can have them push the information through them, get them set up in our system for that package, and then have them utilize our contractors.
Awesome. The other thing that you guys do, and I guess it kind of goes along the lines of marketing. So, because my next question was going to be, what do you guys do marketing wise to grow your business? Working with agents and just growing your business?
Yeah, we do quite a bit. We probably put on 20 to 25 CE classes a month, if not more, but that's about our average. And then outside of the CE classes, and those are all free to agents, by the way.
Thanks, because mine are not free, so I appreciate that.
We put those all on as just given education because they're not something that's mandated. So those classes aren't required by Trek.
Yeah, mine
it's more of a, hey, here's some education for you to come and learn about what is a sewer scope or what is a septic, what is an advanced leak detection inspection. So there's a bunch of different things that we do. But we also partner and do happy hours. We do a ton of those, as we do with yours.
Yes.
And that's every second Thursday of the month at Baker Street in Sugar Land.
Yeah.
Nice
6 to 8 p.m.
Yeah. But we do the happy hours, the CEs, preferred partner outreach programs. There's multiple Stewart titles in and around the city. And through Stewart title, we've done many Fields of Faith events, giving back to the community outreach.
That's. I'm glad you said that. Giving back to the community. So, in my real estate career, being in property management and now in title, I have partnered with specifically Camp Hope, and man, did it make a difference with them and in my business, because we weren't in the property management business. We weren't necessarily the cheapest. Of course, because I was biased, I thought we were the best, but we weren't the cheapest. So everybody that called us didn't hire us. But when someone that was either in the military or used to be in the military saw our affiliation with Camp Hope, they didn't really care what we charged them.
Yeah.
They hired us.
Yeah.
So if you're an agent out there and you're not partnered with some kind of charitable organization, whatever means something to you, please do. Call them up. Tell them you want to, promote them and you want to create events and things where you can donate to their cause, because they're not going to say no. And then you can use their logo on your marketing, and man, it makes a difference.
Yeah, huge difference. And that's the big thing, is recognizing those partners and their value that they bring back to the community. There's thousands of them out there. It's just finding the one that works right for you and giving from a place of true giving versus, giving from a place of monetary value. But in doing so, it brings that recognition for people of a like-minded sort.
Well, yes. So you make that partnership, and then you do give back from your heart, from inside, but you promote that. And everybody sees it in your business that you're giving back to the community, and the people that have a similar interest in that charitable organization as you do, it means something to them.
Yeah.
I mean, I tell agents all the time, if there's 3 agents sitting at a table and somebody moving from out of the country is moving to Houston and they don't know anybody, they find all 3 agents online, and all 3 of them variably are equal. But you don't know this guy just got out of the military, and one of them is giving to a charitable organization of a military perspective. Who do you think he's going to hire?
Right.
I mean, it happens every time. It works. So what about social media and things like that? Do you guys do anything else? I mean, I know I see you on social media, but.
Yeah, we do. That's really, man, that's a loaded question. That's an area that I don't excel in. My wife handles all of that. So
go ahead and say your name.
Yeah, plug to Dustin Orlando, 'cause she is the social media guru. She does it up with everything from Canva to Chat GPT and Bing AI, and she's just all over all the AI stuff right now. And so she's done a phenomenal job rebranding us with the release of all of the AI that's out there in the past 6 to 12 months. And it's really helped her speed up in her job position as well. We're now, something that would have taken 2 or 3 hours takes her 20 or 30 minutes, and she frees up time in her day to go to those events and start packing in the schedule to do more.
Yeah, matter of fact, the last event that I did with where I partnered with, and I want to give her a plug, and Vu, we did a partnership event, and your wife was there. So what is it if an agent is looking for an agent is looking for an inspection company, and they approached you, what would you say to them? Why should they give you guys a chance?
That's a loaded question. I'm real big on the value add. A lot of inspectors, they'll come in, they do their job and they do it well, but they don't see the service through. We get agents all the time that call us and say, "Hey, I can't get a hold of my inspector. Can you review this report for me?" And
really?
I tell them, I'm like, unfortunately, I'm not here to mince words or say what he might have meant.
Right.
If you would like a better inspection or something more thorough, please feel free to reach out. But the biggest thing is all of the free add-ons that is given to our agents. We just inked a deal with another preferred partner. We affiliated with a couple of different vendors and collaborated and came together, where now you, as the agent for your client, are setting yourself up for getting free maintenance reminders, a home binder account, free estimates, free cost repairs, and they can then take all of that stuff and join in with our construction program and get the construction cost at a discounted rate by using our third-party vendors.
Wow.
So
did you hear all that, Angie?
That is a system that we provide to the agents absolutely free just for doing business with first rate inspections.
Wow. So if you're a real estate agent out there and you're looking for a good inspection company, I'm not going to have them go through everything here on the podcast, but to give them a call. So how do they get a hold of Dustin Orlando?
Yeah, if you want to get a hold of us, you can book online at firstrateinspections.com. You can reach us by phone at 832-567-5791.
And what about you guys have a website, social media, things like that?
Yeah, you can find us at First Rate Inspections on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn. And if you want to shoot us an email, the email is clientcare@firstrateinspections.com.
Awesome. Give me your phone number one more time.
That phone number is 832-567-5791.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for being on the podcast, Orlando, Dustin. My name is Kevin Davidson. I am your host of Kevin's Corner, Real Estate from a Marketing Perspective. This is episode number 3. And again, you got title that needs to be done. We can take care of it. Sugarland and Richmond, Wendy Santana in Richmond, Caitlin Kornick, Devin, and Rosalie Dean in Sugarland. 4 assistants, 2 funders. Don't want to leave out Michelle at the front desk, Janice at the front desk in Richmond, as well as Gracie Krager. So until next week, you guys have a great time. We'll see you next soon.